हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान। मेरे चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान में आप सब लोगों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। सो टुडे वी विल कंप्लीट ओड ऑन अ ग्रेशियन अर्न पार्ट 2. इफ यू हैवंट वॉच्ड पार्ट 1 देन I will provide the link in the description box and you can as well click on this I button. Okay, here you'll get part 1 of the video. Okay, or I would like all of you to watch part 1 because if you haven't watched part 1 then it will be difficult for you to understand part 2. So this is part 2 basically. Okay, I think all of you have seen the title also of the video. This is part 2 of the video. So without much delay, let us start our explanation. Okay, so as you know that I make a line by line explanation, here too I am going to do the same, but I would like all of you to request, I would like to request all of you, please keep the textbook in front of you. Okay, keep the textbook in front of you because I will not be able to scroll back to this page every time. Okay, let me read out stanza 3. So stanza 1 and 2 is there in part 1. Please watch part 1. Okay, so here stanza 3 is a happy happy boughs that cannot shed your leaves nor ever beat the spring adieu, and happy melodist unwearied, forever piping songs forever new. More happy love, more happy happy love, forever warm and still to be enjoyed, forever panting and forever young, all breathing human passion far above that leaves a heart high sorrowful and cloyed, a burning forehead and a parching tongue. Explanation here is that Keats here is addressing now to the boughs. Actually, what are boughs? Tiny branches of a tree. Okay, so जो पतली पतली टहनियाँ होती है पेड़ों के, Keats अब उनको बोल रहा है. Keats is now telling the tiny branches of the tree and he is calling them happy. Okay, happy boughs. Okay, he tells these tiny branches, he tells the bough that it can never shed its leaves and also never tell goodbye to the spring season. So in one way we can say that the poet is talking about the spring season, and as we all know that spring is a season where you find greenery all around, right? All the trees, they have green leaves, flowers bloom on the plants, okay, on the trees. So spring is basically a season of greenery, जहाँ हर तरफ आपको हरा भरा सब कुछ नजर आता है. तो कीट्स अब इन पतली टहनियाँ से क्या कह रहा है? कीट्स is telling this tiny tiny branches of the tree which is called bough. Keats is telling that you can never shed your leaves and you cannot also tell goodbye to the spring season because you will remain evergreen. ठीक है? He is telling that tiny branches, and spring is basically the season of greenery. Okay. Keats then calls the piper. Piper मतलब piper here is, if you remember part 1, piper is the boy or the man who is playing the flute. ठीक है, पाइपर वो फ्लूट प्लेयर है. तो ही इज कॉलिंग द पाइपर अ मेलोडिस्ट. मेलोडिस्ट मतलब काइंड ऑफ अ म्यूजिशियन. ओके, मेलोडिस्ट हु इज प्लेइंग द पाइप and his beautiful tune is coming out of his flute. So Keats calls the piper a melodist who is playing the flute. He tells the piper that his song will never grow old and remain new forever, and his melody will never make one feel tired. So his melody is a never tiring melody. Okay, if I just come back a little here, I'll be able to show you this thing. Unwearied. Unwearied means not tired. Okay, something which is not tired. And goodbye ka matlab adieu means goodbye. Okay, this I have already explained you. And here happy melodist. Melodist is who? That flute player, that piper. Okay, and his tune is a tune which will never make somebody feel tired. So he tells the piper that your song will never grow old. It will remain new forever. Okay, so it will remain new forever, and your melody, that means the flute player's melody, will also never make anybody feel tired. तो उसका जो melody है वो किसी को tired feel नहीं होने देगा क्योंकि वो इतना सुंदर है. It's such a beautiful melody. Okay, coming out of the flute of the piper. ठीक है, and the love will grow more and happier. तो ये जो love है, more happy love, more happy happy love. So this love will grow more and it will become happier and happier. ठीक है, ये जो boy है, this man who is in love with another woman in the picture, okay, this love will grow more and it will become continuously go on becoming happier. The picture of lovers which is printed on the urn will forever remain warm and enjoy forever. ठीक है? So the pictures of lovers, let me repeat this thing for all of you once again, that Keats is actually looking at the urn, that vase, okay, that Greek vase in a museum in London, a British museum, okay, and everything is a picture actually, and the picture is telling a story of a forest. ठीक है? Picture is telling a story of a forest. There are lovers, there are women, there are men, okay. तो इसके लिए पार्ट 1 देखिए, प्लीज वॉच पार्ट 1 फॉर डिटेल्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन for the introduction part, stanza 1 and 2. So the picture of lovers which is printed on the urn, on the vase, will remain forever warm, and these pictures of lovers will also, they will enjoy forever. So their love will be immortal, their love will be forever, their love will never grow old. ठीक है? Then these lovers will remain young forever. ये जो lovers है on the picture, these lovers will remain young forever. They will never grow old. ये lovers जो है कभी बूढ़े नहीं होंगे, ये हमेशा ऐसे ही जवान रहेंगे. So all the human passions, all the passions of humans are far away from all the above pictures on the urn. Actually हमारे जो human passions है, all the passions of human beings are actually far away. बहुत दूर दूर तक हमारे जो human passions है वो इस अर्न से अलग है. इट इज़ फार अवे फ्रॉम ऑल द अबव पिक्चर्स ऑन द अर्न. सो जो भी पिक्चर्स है इस अर्न में, इस वेस में जो भी पिक्चर्स है, ऑल द पिक्चर्स इन दिस फ्लावर वेस एक्चुअली आर फार अवे, ऑल द ह्यूमन पैशंस एक्चुअली आर फार अवे फ्रॉम द पिक्चर्स ऑन द अर्न. ठीक है? एंड दीज पैशंस कैन कॉज पेन इन द हार्ट, फीवर, लव सिकनेस. फीवर मतलब यहाँ पे लव सिकनेस, ओके, जिसको प्यार का बुखार आ जाता है, हम लोग कहते हैं ना कॉमेडी में के प्यार का बुखार, लव सिकनेस, ओके, लवेरिया, प्यार का बुखार, लवेरिया, ओके, एंड थर्स्ट. सो दीज पैशंस कैन कॉज, दीज पैशंस यू सी, दीज पैशंस, these human passions actually, these can cause pain in the heart, these can cause love sickness, okay, fever out of love sickness, these can cause thirst also, okay, आपका गला सूख जाएगा इन passions से. ठीक है? तो ये पैशंस जो है इस अर्न से बिल्कुल अलग है. दीज पैशंस आर डिफरेंट एंड फार अवे फ्रॉम द पिक्चर्स ऑन द अर्न, एंड दीज पैशंस विल कॉज पेन इन द हार्ट, लव सिकनेस ऑल्सो, एंड थर्स्ट ऑल्सो. ओके, स्टैंजा 4. Who are these coming to this, to the sacrifice? Now Keats is here asking a question. Okay, a sacrifice is going to be conducted. There is a sacrifice ceremony that is going to be conducted. एक sacrifice ceremony होगा जो अब conduct होने वाला है. And this sacrifice, all these are pictures, let me tell you. Okay, this story, all the stories that you see, these are all pictures actually. Okay, so who are these who are these coming to the sacrifice? To what green altar, O mysterious priest, leadest thou that heifer? Heifer matlab a cow, a young cow, or simply a cow. Okay, leads thou that heifer lowing at the skies, and all her silken flanks with garlands dressed. What little town by river or seashore dressed matlab dressed, D-R-E-S-S-E-D, dressed. What little town by river or seashore or mountain built with peaceful citadel is emptied. Citadel matlab ek fortress. Okay, it's a fortress. ठीक है? किला हम लोग कहते हैं ना, किला. Okay, fortress is emptied of this folk, this pious morn. Morn means morning. And little town, thy streets for evermore will silent be, and not a soul to tell why thou art desolate can ever return. Explanation देख लेते हैं हम लोग एक बार. Let us see the explanation. Keats then speaks about another picture on the urn. तो Keats जो है from the lovers picture of the lovers, Keats now shifts to another picture on the urn. ठीक है? एक दूसरा पिक्चर और जो अर्न में है, उस वेस में है, कीट्स अब उस पिक्चर की तरफ शिफ्ट करता है. ओके, नो मोर द लवर्स, पिक्चर्स ऑफ लवर्स. ओके, ही नाउ शिफ्ट्स टू सम अदर पिक्चर्स और अनदर पिक्चर ऑन द अर्न. एंड दिस पिक्चर शोज व्हाट आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू. दिस पिक्चर शोज दैट सम सेरेमनी इज गोइंग ऑन. उस पिक्चर से ऐसा लगता है कि कोई ओकेशन, कोई सेरेमनी, कोई फंक्शन टाइप का कुछ चल रहा है. ओके, एंड इन दैट पिक्चर, in that ceremony, some people in the picture are going to see a sacrifice. तो उस पिक्चर में देखा जा रहा है कि कुछ लोग जो है, some people, they are going to see that ceremony. And what is that ceremony all about? It is a sacrificial ceremony. एक sacrifice का ceremony होने वाला है. Okay? So Keats is asking that who are these people? तो Keats पूछ रहा है कि कौन है ये लोग? Who are these people who are going to watch the ceremony? Who are going to watch this sacrifice? ये लोग कौन है? So on a green altar, altar means a table, okay? On a green altar, altar you find actually inside a church, a kind of a table. So on the table there is a strange priest. तो एक priest है, एक बहुत ही अजीब priest है, जो अपने साथ एक गाय को लेकर आए, who has brought a cow along with him. ठीक है, तो एक green table है, there is a green altar and one priest is coming. एक priest आ रहा है और वो अपने साथ उसने एक cow वो लेकर आया अपने साथ, okay? He brought a cow with him. So here as you can see that the cow is looking at the sky and crying, okay? Mooing is, as you know, that the sound of cow is called moo, the sound of dog is called bark, okay? So the cow is mooing and is dressed in a ceremonial manner with silks and garlands. तो ये जो गाय है, this cow is looking at the sky and crying because this cow is going to be sacrificed, okay? And as I told you that there are people who have come टू वॉच अ सेक्रीफाइसल सेरेमनी. तो कुछ लोग हैं जो सेक्रीफाइस देखने के लिए आए हैं. सेक्रीफाइस का मीनिंग हिंदी में अगर मैं कहूँ तो बलि, राइट? बलि दिया जाता है जो. तो इस काउ का सेक्रीफाइस होने वाला है एंड दिस प्रीस्ट हैज एक्चुअली ब्रॉट दिस काउ विथ हिम. सो दिस काउ इज ऑब्वियसली लुकिंग एट द स्काई एंड क्राइंग बिकॉज इट इज गोइंग टू बी सैक्रिफाइस्ड. सो बिफोर दिस सैक्रिफाइस सेरेमनी दिस काउ इज बीइंग ड्रेस्ड इन अ सेरेमोनियल मैनर विथ silk clothes and garlands, right? Okay. Now here you see that the picture on the urn gives or makes Keats ask from where the people in the procession had come. तो Keats ये पूछ रहा है, Keats is asking actually, looking at the picture, Keats is asking that these people who have come to see this ceremony, this sacrifice, from where has these people come? Who have all gathered in this procession, who have all gathered to watch the sacrifice. जो लोग इस sacrifice को देखने के लिए आए हैं, ये लोग कहाँ से आए हैं? From where they have come? So Keats is asking this question. Keats wonders why the town beside the river or the sea has become so silent. तो Keats क्या पूछ रहा है? Keats यही पूछ रहा है कि ये जो लोग हैं, ओके, ये लोग जो है ये कहाँ से आए हैं और ये टाउन इतना साइलेंट क्यों हो गया है? Why has this town become so silent? Now this town is situated beside a river or a sea, okay? This is also not clear from the picture that whether it is the picture of a river or whether it is the picture of a sea. It is not very much clear. So the poet is asking that it looks like a town, that place looks like a town, as if it is a town. So the town which is just beside the river or the sea, why has this town become so silent? ये इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है इस town में? Why is the town so silent? Even the fortress, citadel, okay, even the fortress with peaceful surroundings. तो fortress जो है एक बहुत ही peaceful surroundings में है. तो this even the fortress with peaceful surroundings and the mountain has become quiet. तो सब कुछ जो है बहुत शांत है. Even the fortress, the mountain, okay, these have all become very quiet and silent. Because why? The reason is why? Because of that sacrifice which is going to happen that morning. M-O-R-N, morn. Morn means morning, as I told you. So this, because of this sacrifice, everything has become silent. इस sacrifice के वजह से सब कुछ बहुत silent हो चुका है. Obviously because a sacrifice is not a thing to be enjoyed, to be celebrated. है ना? कोई sacrifice, एक cow का sacrifice होने वाला है. A cow is going to be sacrificed. So it's not a very happy thing, very enjoyable thing. That is why the town has become silent, the fortress has become silent, the mountain has become silent and quiet because of that sacrifice. And when is that sacrifice happening? In one morning, okay? After that, Keats addresses this town saying that its streets have become silent forever. अब Keats जो है, Keats इस town को कह रहा है. Keats is now telling the town that your streets, that means the streets of the town, of this town, that your streets have become so silent forever. तो ये not temporary, okay, this silence is not temporary, but this silence has slowly become a permanent kind of silence. ये जो quietness है, this quietness, ये permanent हो चुका है. तो Keats यही पूछ रहा है इस town से that your streets have become silent forever. And there is no one in the town to explain Keats why the town is empty. Now obviously Keats is in a fix that ये town आखिर empty है तो है क्यों? Okay, so there is nobody in the town to explain Keats that why the town is empty. Now Keats is telling that maybe it is because of the sacrifice, but Keats does not know the actual answer. This is just a guess made by Keats that maybe because of this sacrifice, okay, because of the sacrifice the town has become very silent. Okay, but it is just a guess. So there is no one in the town to explain Keats the actual reason. Okay. His stanza 5, which is the last stanza. O Attic shape, fair attitude, with braid of marble men and maidens. Maiden means girls, okay, or ladies, overwrought with forest branches and the trodden weed. Thou silent form dost tease us out of thought, as doth eternity cold pastoral. When old age shall this generation waste, thou shalt remain in midst of other woo, than as a friend to man, to whom thou sayest, beauty is truth, truth beauty, that is all. Ye know on earth, and all ye need to know. अब इसका हम लोग मीनिंग देख लेते, एक्सप्लेनेशन देख लेते. लेट अस सी द एक्सप्लेनेशन. Keats now addresses again. Keats come back to the urn. Okay, Keats now addresses the urn as an attic shape, having a fair attitude. So Keats is actually praising the urn, that you are in an attic shape and you have a very good attitude, a fair attitude. Okay, there are so many pictures on your body, printed on your body, which is telling a story. Okay, so you have a very good attitude. Okay, Keats again repeats this same line. Okay, the pictures again, this reference is from stanza 1 and 2. Okay, this explanation, this point that you see, this reference is from stanza 1 and 2. So I'm repeating once again. Please watch stanza 1 and 2 from the first part. Okay, part 1. उस पार्ट 1 का लिंक जैसे मैंने कहा कि मैं आई बटन में भी दे दूंगा. आई विल पुट इन द आई बटन ऑल्सो, आई विल पुट इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स ऑल्सो, एज वेल एज ऑन द एंड स्क्रीन ऑल्सो. एंड स्क्रीन में आपको दिखाई देगा ऐसे 4 बॉक्सेस. यू विल फाइंड 4 बॉक्सेस. ऑलराइट, सो उन 4 बॉक्सेस में से आपको पार्ट 1 का एक्सप्लेनेशन मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, पहले बॉक्स में ही आपको उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, तो प्लीज़ वॉच दैट एक्सप्लेनेशन. ओके, पार्ट 1, बिकॉज विदाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग पार्ट 1 you will not understand part 2. So Keats then again repeats the pictures printed on the urn. So we all know that what are the pictures which are printed on this vase, on this urn. Pictures of men, pictures of women, pictures of trees, picture of forest, picture of branches, creepers, etc., etc. So these are the pictures which are printed on the urn, and this is just a repetition. Actually, Keats have already mentioned from stanza 1 itself. Keats have already mentioned all these things separately though, and here Keats is just repeating the same thing. Third point here is Keats tells the urn that it is in a silent mode now. तो Keats अब urn को बता रहा है कि तुम एक silent mode में चले गए हो. Okay, you have gone in a silent mode. You have become silent, quiet. And you are providing temporary relief to the thoughts of the poet in the same way as eternity does. Eternity is related to peace. Okay, eternity is related to peace. Okay, peace, silence, quietness, all are symbolic of the word eternity. तो poet ये कह रहा है urn को, poet is telling the urn that you have gone in a silent mode, and this you are providing a temporary relief to my thought, just the way eternity does. Eternity का एक और मतलब है permanence भी. Okay, that is everlasting, permanence. Okay, तो तुम साइलेंट मोड में चले गए हो और तुम मेरे थॉट्स को टेम्पररीली रिलीव दे रहे हो, हल्का कर रहे हो. रिलीफ मतलब हल्का होना, टेम्पररी नॉट परमानेंट, टेम्पररी रिलीफ दे रहे हो मेरे थॉट्स को, जैसे कि इटर्निटी मुझे दे रहा है. द सेम वे एज इटर्निटी गिव्स मी रिलीफ, यू आर ऑल्सो गिविंग मी रिलीफ, बट योर रिलीफ इज टेम्पररी. ठीक है, but in the next moment Keats calls this temporary relief as false and inhuman. तो Keats बोलता है कि मुझे temporary relief नहीं चाहिए. I don't need temporary relief. I need a permanent relief. So the relief that you are providing is temporary and it is false. ये झूठा है, and inhuman also. So please provide me a permanent relief ना. ठीक है, he is actually in one way accusing the urn. He is in one way accusing the urn for providing temporary relief. Okay, टेम्पररी रिलैक्सेशन. ठीक है, और वो इसको फॉल्स और इनह्यूमन बोलता है इस रिलीफ को. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ही एड्रेसेस द अर्न एज कोल्ड. कोल्ड मतलब cold, when do we call somebody cold? When we don't receive response from that person. Say for example, you went to an office for some work, okay, and the officer to whom you went, he is not responding to you, he is not replying to you, so you can call that person very cold. Cold does not mean here, cold का मतलब यहाँ पे ठंडा नहीं है. Cold does not mean here ठंडा. Cold means that person is not responding to you, he is disrespecting you by ignoring you. So when somebody ignores you, you can call that person cold. So Keats इसी वजह से, because the urn is providing him temporary relief, that is why Keats says that it is false and inhuman, and that is why Keats is telling the urn that you are very cold, you don't respond properly, you are not responding properly. Okay, so the poet says that when everyone of his generation, of his means of the poet's generation, of Keats generation, तो जब उनके जनरेशन के सब लोग मर जाएंगे या बुरे हो जाएंगे, the urn will still remain alive. Okay, so the poet, let me repeat, the poet says that when everyone of his generation, of Keats generation, they will be old or even they may die also, but the urn will still remain alive. अर्न तो फिर भी जिंदा रहेगा, तब भी जिंदा रहेगा. कीट्स के जनरेशन का सारे लोग अगर मर भी गए तो अर्न फिर भी जिंदा रहेगा. दिस अर्न विल स्टिल रिमेन अलाइव एंड द अर्न विल बी देयर इन द मिडल ऑफ अदर्स सॉरोज. तो अर्न विल बी अ विटनेस, हम लोग ये कह सकते हैं कि अर्न विल बी अ विटनेस. अर्न तो तब भी रहेगा, तो अर्न विल बी अ विटनेस ऑफ अदर पीपल्स सॉरोज ऑल्सो. इवन मोर देन द पोएट्स जनरेशन, के पोएट के जनरेशन में जो लोग थे उनके बीच में भी ये अर्न था. ओके, इन द मिडल ऑफ द पोएट जनरेशन ऑल्सो दिस अर्न एग्जिस्टेड, बट द पोएट इज टेलिंग, कीट्स ये बोल रहा है, कीट्स इज टेलिंग दैट दिस अर्न विल be even more active and even more be actively there in the middle of other people's sorrows, even more active than the poet's generation. ठीक है? Okay, so the urn will be a friend to man. So in that way, now Keats comes to a very positive attitude towards the urn, calling him a friend to man. ठीक है? तो urn को कह रहा है कि तुम इंसानों में दोस्त बन कर रहोगे. यू विल रिमेन अ फ्रेंड अमोंग मैन. देन फाइनली द अर्न विल देन टेल एवरीवन दैट ब्यूटी इज ट्रूथ एंड ट्रूथ इज ब्यूटी. कि दिस मैक्सिम यू सी दैट ब्यूटी इज ट्रूथ एंड ट्रूथ इज ब्यूटी, ये यूनिवर्सल ट्रूथ कौन बताएगा? सी द एंटायर ऑफ कीट्स जनरेशन विल बिकम ओल्ड, plenty of them will die also. So who will be there to tell this maxim? Who will be there to tell this universal truth? The urn. So the urn will remain alive, the urn will not die obviously. So this urn will then tell everyone that beauty is truth and truth is beauty, and this is what everyone needs to know while one is still alive on earth. So it does not matter whether people come and people go, people will come and people will go, people will become old, people will die, but this urn will remain forever. Why? With one objective. The objective is to tell everybody this universal truth, that beauty is truth, that whatever is beautiful is true, and whatever is true, there resides beauty. वहाँ पे ब्यूटी बसता है, और यही चीज़ हम सबको जानना है. दिस इज़ व्हाट एवरीवन नीड्स टू नो जब तक हम धरती पे है, while one is still alive on earth. Okay, so this is the explanation of the poem, part 1 and part 2. This is part 2 of the video, and I have completed the poem Ode on a Grecian Urn, line by line explanation very nicely. Okay, and once again let me repeat, those who have problem in understanding Hindi, because somewhere I have used Hindi also, those who have problem in understanding Hindi, please look at this explanation. These are the lines that I have provided for you. So these lines will help you for this explanation. ठीक है? Okay, so that's all from me for today. Thank you so much, and please subscribe to the channel, like and share my videos. You are giving plenty of love to my channel. Okay, it is growing and more students are joining, and I would like all of you to subscribe to the channel. If in case if you have not subscribed to the channel, please like the video. Whenever you watch the video, I get a kind of response that you have watched the video and you are liking it. And also share the video with your friends, on your WhatsApp status, on your Facebook status. Okay, and invite other students also to join. Okay, I'm there on Facebook also, Instagram also. You can follow me there also, so that you don't miss any notification. Okay, so that's all. With love from Omni Gyan, and all the best to all of you. Thank you.